my childhood.
We're live.
Hey!
Hello!
Welcome to tonight's episode of Oodvin, episode number 14.
Spicy.
Jump straight into it, as we normally do, with introductions. So, hello everyone, my name is Maxwell Williams. I am the DM for this session, and I play a whole bunch of different characters, including a little boy named Axel, who has grown quite fond of the party.
Yeah. All right, it's me next. Oh
You're
no.
Next.
This is different from usual. My name is Julia Risto, and I play Octavia Lagazur, and she is a swashbuckling rogue, alongside with her familiar, a Tressum by the name of Perseus.
Hi, I'm Connor McGinley, and I play Lily Pembroke, the ranger, fighter kind of a reborn race that the party has yet to ask about.
Hi, I'm Dane Brancato. I play Zephyr, the College of Swords Air Genasi bard of the group. And I noticed Sam's not here, so I'm hoping that Winnie doesn't die again.
Howdy, I am Aaron Borden. I play the character Febrim Cask, who is the very intelligence-heavy Simic hybrid blood hunter.
And I'm Drew Borden. I play Aldrich Bernask. He is a armor artificer. Currently obsessed with puzzle boxes.
We'd love to hear it. Anyway, quick little recap of our last session. As I get some music playing.
Oh, I forgot Bartley's a thing. Should probably put that on.
Do we have Bartley up right now?
Whoop! So our party started off in the tavern known as Stick and Poker. After coming off of a couple wins, a loss or two, and a brand new tattoo, Octavia had a quick conversation with an old friend, Alexander. The two of them caught up on old times, as well as Alexander propositioned Octavia with a possible score. A mansion in the shadow that seems to have been unoccupied for a while. Posing it more as an invitation to the rest of the party and less as an opportunity, a few of the party members begrudgingly said that they would go with them, wouldn't steal anything, but would go for a library of old lost knowledge that has supposedly been inside of this mansion. Eventually the party made their way back to their dorm room, where they kind of broke off in several other directions. Octavia taking some time to peer out on a newly fashioned balcony. Lily teaching Axel a few little sword moves, and in trying to impart some good advice for his future conflicts. Zephyr going up to the top of the tower, running into an anti-magic field before discovering a fun little photo. It all kind of wrapped up around the time of Aldrich trying to open a puzzle box, dealing a massive amount of psychic damage to himself, unable to open the puzzle box, and getting a stern talking to from Lily and several of the other party members. The party went to sleep as Winnie decided to pluck a crystal from Febrim's bag, adding it to her own collection. So with the party fully rested and waking back up in the morning with the full moon rising, you have the day ahead of you. What do you want to do?
I'm prepping my crap. You can see me like as soon as Octavia wakes up, she's just like kind of going about the room. She like probably pulls some sort of breakfast bar from her bag, and as she's eating, she's like counting through all her lockpicks, and she's like pulling rope out of her bag and like making sure it's like taut at each, section, like it won't give out on her should she need it, stuff like that. She's going through her thieves' tools.
Lovely, lovely.
Al will flip his suit over to infiltrator mode.
Gotcha. Getting ready for being a stealthy boy.
Mm.
Zephyr is going to, and everybody can do their things before we dwell on this, but he's gonna go find his sister.
All right. I would say, are you going to find your sister in the morning?
Probably like noon, midday-ish.
Okay. Go for it.
Febrim will be heading out as early as he wakes up to head off to the family lab.
Gotcha. Lily, are you doing anything this morning?
Not yet. I'm just watching.
Okay.
Just want to see what other people are doing first.
Great. As Octavia and Al kind of seemingly on opposite sides of the room, crafting and tinkering and making sure that they have all the components, let's follow Zephyr as you travel up a few floors to the upperclassmen hall to meet with your sister.
I don't know if that came through, but I knocked on my my desk to simulate that.
It did not come through, but
That's a shame.
you knock on your sister's dorm room, and you are quickly met by this Goliath man, who is just like staring you down.
Do I still have like my do I still have my school cred from the DJ?
Maybe.
From that Nat 20 DJ roll I did?
Maybe. What do you want to use it for?
I just want to see like if he notices me so I can like not make him angry or sus of me.
Well, he
I'm
first
just gonna gone.
no, he first opens the door, he looks at you, and there's a little Can I help you with something?
Yeah, is Sai here? I'm her brother.
Sai! Your brother's here! You hear some mumbling from across the room, and there is a quick flash of blue as Sai Windstrider kind of peeks her head around. Her hair is a complete mess. She's like halfway like through getting her armor on. She's like, "What?
Do you have a minute? Like, doesn't have to be right now, but preferably sometime today before the evening. I got a couple questions. I need a little bit of help, you know."
Did you get yourself in trouble again?"
I don't think so.
He doesn't.
I
think so.
might have a date.
Her mood instantly changes. There's like, she like shoves the Goliath out of the way, and she's like, "Tell me everything right now."
Well, like, maybe not out in the open. I'm kind of. There's a spot up on the roof that's pretty cool.
Sure.
If you want to like meet me up there.
Give me like 10 minutes to finish getting this stuff on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Cool.
I'll meet you up there. I always knew you had it in you. She like smirks as she like rushes back into the room.
I'll take that as a vote of confidence. And then Zephyr's gonna head up on to the roof. And if he happens to run into one of the other bards from that night, he's definitely giving him a high five in passing.
I would say you probably don't.
Damn.
You do pass a couple different groups, but it seems it's upperclassmen groups that are heading out for their weekend tasks.
That day.
As it is Saturday. We had a very long Friday.
We had a very
Friday was
long
so
Friday.
long.
What, 3 sessions?
Yep.
4?
The longest Friday
But
of my life.
we have officially made it to Saturday, so anyone that didn't have immediate tasks is heading out this morning.
Ah.
But yeah, you head upstairs, find the patio space that you were on last night. Much easier to get to now that you can take the elevator up and exit the patio doors instead of going through the outside of the tower.
Yeah.
It's in kind of like a conference space-esque. There's a couple like rooms that can be rented or kind of booked out. But you are up there for maybe a minute before your sister comes rushing up there at the speed of sound. Okay, so who is it? Who's it with? What's going on?
So, like, there's this... It's kind of complicated, like, the whole reasoning behind it, but, like,
Oh, it's a
I had this party
complicated
member.
Mm-hmm.
Well...
Oh, it's a party member? Zephyr.
Well, she, like, died, but...
Wait, what?
It's a long story. I know you got, like... You guys have your task today, don't you?
Yeah, whatever. She
Yeah,
died.
I can... I can fill you in on, like, the details later, but we think she died. But she didn't.
So we think...
And then... It's very... Like I said, I don't even really fully get it, but...
I mean, you all are on, like, what? 3rd level magic? 4th, maybe?
Yeah, 3rd.
Okay. So... How do we not know if she died?
So... Alright, so, like, our first assignment, they sent us into these, the sewers. Like, we got, obviously, the worst
Typical
job.
assignment. Pulled the short
Yeah.
straw. We've all been
There's
there.
this big slime dude, and he broke the floor under her, and she fell. And I could have done something, but I didn't react quick enough. You know the old saying, like, you have a reaction and don't use it? It was
yeah.
a typical,
Yeah.
a typical case of that. And,
Tuesday.
yeah, and then a lot of stuff happened throughout the course of the week. One of my party members has a kid now that's not his kid, but they practically like took him in. I'm not really sure.
What?
I just know that it's not his kid now.
What have you all been getting into?
I don't know, but Drax was like, "Hey, so you guys probably shouldn't have an assignment this week."
I mean, if you had a party member die, that makes sense. That's pretty
But they're
typical
back.
procedure.
Like I said, I can't get into it. I don't know what happened. Someone casted some Revivify, or it's above my knowledge. A couple Night Eyes were there, so maybe they saved her, the casks, but
The casks were involved?
well, we bumped into them as we were leaving. So like I said, I don't know. But Drax was like, "Yo, everything's good. No one like permanently died." So things happen. I got really drunk last night. Got the shit kicked out of me. You know. Typical Zephyr. And then I was talking to her, and she's like, "Hey, you wanna go around town sometime?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I remembered that now I needed to talk to you, and best way to do that was to also tell you about everything that that just happened, and also maybe get your help on dates. But you know, sorry,
Buddy,
a
there's
lot
a
has
lot
happened. I'm
going
rambling.
on.
Yeah. You didn't tell me it was gonna be this much, but you know, in for the long run.
Make an insight check.
Oh wait, I'm gonna use my new dice.
Fun new dice.
Yay, new dice.
13.
It's not hard to tell that her attitude has kind of shifted since the beginning of this conversation. It's hard to pinpoint why.
Like, so a lot has been happening. Very exciting first 2 weeks.
More
one of
exciting
my,
than most, I would say.
You know the fire the other night?
Oh yeah.
May have come from my dorm.
All been there.
Oh, you know, we're in for a very, very rowdy party we got going on. It's a very good time.
I mean, rowdy parties are fun parties.
So all right. I'm sorry, I'm asking you a lot of questions, and I know it's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 more really important ones.
Okay.
1, do you have a party member, or ever had a party member that just doesn't like you, and like it's kind of mutual, but like you don't really know, like, if they got something against you because they've never said it, but you're pretty sure that there's something that just it's like a mutual dislike, but respect and abilities. Actually, I'm not even sure about that last part.
Is this the same person that you're going on a date with?
No. This is someone different.
Okay.
We had someone who wasn't at orientation. Long story again. Conned me out at 30 gold.
I mean, that's
Well, you know
that's
how
kind
good
on
of a
you.
gambler I am.
Sure.
I'm just not good at spotting sleight of hand. But in a fair game.
Yeah.
Anyway. Have you ever had that situation with like another party member?
With like another party member, like causing issues,
Not causing issues, but like
giving you a hard time.
no, like
I mean, point me in
You
their
just-
direction.
no, that's I definitely don't need to like I can pick my own fights, and I will. I'm just waiting for it, you know?
Sure.
Anyway, I'm bouncing all around. Like I said, second question.
Set. We're only on number 2.
Yeah. Second question. And then we're gonna kind of like compliment sandwich this and like hit the, Second question.
Okay.
Did you like cast a spell on me the night of the fire? I saw you kind of doing this thing.
No.
And I figured you were just jamming out because the like 4 of us that were up there like were a hit, but
I mean, you were pretty good
we were
for first years.
we were really good.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
So like what was the whole hand stuff?
I don't know. Maybe you caught me like talking to someone.
Can I check if she was lying?
Yeah, give me an insight check. I need dice too.
God damn it, another 13.
I mean, your sister has always had a way of like being able to mask like when she's telling the truth or not. She's got a lot of practice.
Damn.
It's hard to tell.
Well, I mean, like, I trust you. We've been through we've been through a lot since we were kids, so
To say
Like-
the least.
yeah. Uh, but I don't think you'd be out to get me, and if you were, you would make it painfully apparent.
Oh yeah, I'm taking credit for that shit.
Oh yeah. Just like that time like 3 years ago, right before you started at the academy, or might have been 2 or 3 years ago, but like all I did was take the last banana, and
How
You
long
were-
did it take for your finger to heal?
it still pops sometimes when I point, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
All right, well, that's good to know. Final question:
Good
what
lord.
do I do on a date?
Well, what are your intentions for the date? I mean, is this like a relationship thing
Go on
that we're looking
date?
for, or like
Are
is
there-
this like another type of thing? I mean, we don't have to
Are there
tell me
diff-
that, but like,
There are different types of things.
yes.
Look,
There are.
I know I'm
there are
kinda, like,
lovey
dropping-
dates. There are dates, and then there are dates.
I'm really bringing down the bard stereotype, aren't I?
I mean, I figured you at least learned some of this in primary.
Well, like, you know me. I've never really been good with this type of thing. I like get awkward, and I don't know the difference. How do I know the difference?
Well, to be honest, sometimes you don't.
That's reassuring.
Hey, here's my advice. Be flexible and always follow their lead.
Okay. Okay.
But also, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself.
Damn. Okay. That's some really solid advice.
I mean, what else do you come to me for?
Well,
To give me shit?
yeah. You know. What else do little brothers do? It's like one or the other. I kind of flip a coin before I come talk to you and just see which one I'm planning on doing today.
She grabs you around the head and like gives you like a nuggie. Like rubs her fist into your hair.
Damn.
She
She,
is
like,
strong too.
Oh, I know. The wind is like trying to fight it because like his hair is always blowing. It's just not working.
She's like, "Come here."
Okay. All right. Well, look. Thank you. Thank you for the help. I appreciate it. I mean, let me know if there's anything I can do to like return the favor. If you guys need help with anything. Apparently, I have a lot of street cred now in this school. At least among the first and like half the second years,
Mm-hmm.
give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why are you doing that?
Oh, nope, no reason.
Every time you do that, I either end up.
It's not every time.
It's every time. Do you not remember my 10th birthday?
We do not need to talk about your 10th birthday again. Get over it.
I was running from the police at 10 years old because. And you thought it'd be funny.
You wanted to tag along. I'm sorry. Anyway.
You know what? Yeah. I digress. Well, thank you for the help. Let me know if you need anything. And I will keep you updated.
Yes, please. She she goes over and she grabs your shoulder.
By the way, do you have any like spare money? like I said, I got swindled out of a lot of money.
You need cash now too?
Well, I don't need cash, but like,
So we're asking for donations? Is that what we're doing?
I'm asking how generous you're feeling today. Like,
Stay
are you
safe,
taking?
Zephyr.
I mean, it could. Well, hold on. I mean, like, going on a date, it'd be nice to have a little bit extra spending money, you know, so that way, like, in case someone they don't have to pay for, you know.
Zephyr. You're gonna be fine. And just promise me that you're gonna be safe.
What? I'll be as safe as I can.
And not just like the date stuff, like
Yeah.
other stuff.
I mean, I don't plan on putting myself or my friends in harm's way, so. But, like, the same applies to you. Granted, you've been doing this longer than me, but
Just a bit.
yeah.
But stay safe, okay?
Yeah, of course. And, he's gonna, like, go for a high five and then, or a hug, or, yeah, probably a hug, and then leave.
She'll bring you in for a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zephyr's gonna head back and kind of, like, take the outfit that he wore to the cast's house and kind of start, like, ironing it.
Octavia has since written up a letter and attached it around Perseus's neck. It's written in a usual form of code, and she will tell Perseus to go deliver it to Alexander at their usual place.
Okay. Yeah, Perseus will quickly kind of take off after nuzzling up against you for just a second. And you kind of watch him fly a good, like, 100 feet out, and then just immediately dips down into the city, and you lose track of him.
Mm-hmm. It's just basically just yep, we're in, bringing a couple extras if you know, wouldn't hurt to be extra stealthy just because some of these guys are not.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Febrim. About this time, you're making your way over to your parents' house. It's streets are fairly busy. It's a good Saturday afternoon. In typical fashion, there's probably no one in about a 20-foot radius of your parents' house.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be any, like, smoke rising from the lab or the house. Seems pretty timid.
Okay.
But you know where they hide the key, so you can get in no matter what.
All right. I will grab the key and unlock the door. Walk in. Probably lock the door back once I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably do a quick survey around the house, see if anyone's home.
You do kind of like a quick look around, and it doesn't seem like anyone's home. And you kind of like look over into the wardrobe, where your parents keep a lot of their weaponry, their kind of personal items, and your mother's staff is missing. So there's a high likelihood that they are not here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Februm will head over to the lab.
Okay. Kind of walk underneath the covered pathway over to the laboratory. It has a nice hand scan that you can get in if your mother's magic is not available. So you do that easily, and it opens up into familiar space of the laboratory that is much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, with dozens and dozens of cages, some filled with animals, others not. Jars and beakers scattered about, and several different lab tables with half-baked projects and partially fulfilled magical enchantments kind of scattered about.
Okay. I suppose he'd take a quick look around to see if anything's changed, just to see if they've started anything new. And then he'll kind of lay his stuff out on a table and begin working.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. That's a 12.
Your mother has obviously started new projects. There are things that you don't recognize, but most of them contain magic and runes far out of your expertise and knowledge. If you sat down and looked at them long enough, you're sure you could come up with a semblance, but by a quick glance, it is like looking at advanced algebra.
Right. I suppose Feber will kind of take a glance at everything and just be like, well, magic's never been my strong suit. I'm better working with biology.
Okay. And you begin to work on your stuff. You have ample amounts of tools and supplies around you. Give me a quick Arcana check first.
That is a 19.
19. You make some like really solid progress. Kind of formulating down some of like the secretions and stuff that you had gained earlier, and start to work on the genetic modifications and the like adaptations that you're gonna have to do to your own body to make it function.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do get about like an hour into your work when you hear a little bit of like a clang behind you as kind of a cage falls over.
I'll see what the heck that's about.
You kind of look over quickly, and you catch the glint of something metallic kind of like duck into a corner.
I suppose Febrim... Is it dark in the lab?
It's one of those, like, every lab table has its own, like, spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But the spaces in between can drop to shadow, especially if you're not paying attention to them.
Gotcha. I suppose Febrim's gonna kind of hold the light that's at his desk and kind of tilt it over in that direction.
Make another perception check.
Okay. That is a 15.
You shine the light over, and underneath one of the cages, kind of off to the side, the cage is kind of lifted off the ground by like little stilts. You see two little like metallic legs kind of shivering back and forth, clattering slightly against each other.
Okay. Do they... You said they're like shivering. Do they look like scared?
Make an insight check.
That's an at 20.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
I is there any lights that are? I guess like I'll just um yeah. I guess I'll just grab a light and kind of cautiously make my way over there.
Hmm.
Um, I guess Febrim would call out to probably say something like, oh gosh, what? Did you just come out of a cage?
You like call out for a moment. The jittering stops. There's like a step over, and you see this small little metallic creature with these kind of like one metallic wing hanging up on the side, one that seems to be kind of hanging limp, and it's got one big eye in the middle, and it's got arms and legs, and then it quickly ducks over to the side.
What do my parents have you here for? He's going to continue to slowly approach it, and kind of hold out his hand for it.
You see it like it looks out, and you see its eye like begin to like scan you up and down, looking all around. And it sees your hand, and it's kind of hesitant at first. And it slowly like pitter patters its small metallic legs, like clanking against the marble as it begins to kind of move over to you. And then as it gets closer, it's trying to like peer into your hand. And it rushes forwards, and it grabs your hand, and it like looks all around very quickly, studying it around, and then looks back up at you, and then down at your hand, and then back up at you.
Are you looking for something?
It lets go of your hand, seeming you see like its brow furrow over its one eye, seemingly displeased.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make my way back to where the cage fell, keeping an eye on it, of course.
Mm-hmm. It begins to kind of like follow you around, but at a
Okay.
distance.
I'm gonna look around where the cage fell, see if there were any notes that Fire might have left behind about.
Yeah, you
that
kind of
in particular.
You make your way over to the cage, and all the cages are labeled. So this one is as well. And it says Rogue Mordron. Rogue Monodrone, excuse me. There you go.
Monodrone? Okay.
And it's got a couple little scribbled notes. Found in the waste just north of Aofik. Seemingly harmless. Hive ?
Found in the waste. How did you not get affected by the devouring?
It's just looking at you. It's one big eye open. Blinks a couple times.
You said that it was like completely metal.
Mm-hmm. It is a big metal sphere with one good wing, one bad wing, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a single eye.
Okay. Well, I suppose if you have no biological components, I wouldn't assume you'd be able to get infected. I suppose I can see what I can do to fix up that wing of yours. If not myself, then maybe a friend of mine. If you would allow me, if you even understand what I'm saying.
Blinks at you a couple of times.
Okay. I'll walk up to it and try to inspect the broken wing.
Sure. Are you proficient with any tools of any kind? Tinker's tools, Smith's tools?
Not the tools I'm gonna need for this. I've got alchemist supplies, a disguise kit, and thieves' tools.
Alright. Then I need you to make an dexterity check.
Okay.
Actually, make an intelligence check first.
Okay. Is a 18.
Yeah. The mechanical parts seem easy enough. You do notice as you get closer that there are biological components mixed in with the mechanical bits.
Okay. Could I look further into the biological components, see if it's infected at all?
Sure. Make a investigation check or a medicine check. Whichever one's higher.
Definitely investigation. Oh, that's awesome. 23.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any signs of corruption. No devouring remnants or fragments.
Fascinating. I suppose then I'll begin attempting to work on the wing.
Okay. Make a dexterity check with advantage because of your location. Because you have pretty much any tool that you'll ever need around you.
Fair. Let's see. 18.
18. It takes you a little bit of time as it's a craft that you're not necessarily familiar with. But applying the aspects of like metal work and biological work that you have done to yourself, that you've done to your own weapons and such, you seem to put its wing back in place. And it kind of like it sits very patiently through the whole procedure. Doesn't seem to have much of a reaction. And as soon as you're done, it kind of like hops up. You see its wings like begins to kind of like fly up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Good as new. I imagine you don't want to get back in your cage though, do you? Yeah, I thought not. Well, I suppose I can't really have you destroying things around here. Would there be any way to contact my parents?
Yeah. There's almost definitely a sending stone in the house that always is connected to your mother.
Okay. Would that be like a like just sending a message to her, or would that be a conversation back and forth?
Just sending a message.
Just sending a message. Okay. All right. I will take a sending stone and write the message. Hey, I stopped by the lab today.
You do have 25 words, so be careful of that.
Oh, nuts. I gotta think.
Yep. While Febrim writes his 25-word message, Al, Octavia, Lily, anything other than basic assemblings and such?
Not unless they ask her. I mean, Octavia would give them like pointers and stuff if they had any questions about breaking and entering. So I guess she'd probably be like, "So, any questions about, you know, a typical heist, that kind of thing?"
Is there anything that you like to do?
Oh, I love to take things and put them somewhere else. Not like outside of the house. I like to pick things up from where they've been placed and simply place them elsewhere within the general vicinity. I think it's very fun.
Does that help you take things better?
Well, it brings me a great deal of enjoyment, but I don't think it has any particular sway on taking things. I'm going to do a bit of investigating before I put anything in my pockets, if that's what you're asking. I don't want to be cursed, enchanted, so just be careful because we are going to a wizard's establishment of some sort. Or a mage's place. There could be magical booby traps, and we don't want to booby right into them.
Why do I get the feeling that you're like eyeballing me, Tavi?
You don't have the right to call me that.
Doesn't mean I won't. We're a party now,
again.
like it or
Find
not.
Do it again. Find out what happens.
I hate to interrupt this,
Yes, Al. And she
No,
like
no,
turns
yeah,
with like a smile.
but
What's up, Al?
I put these together last night. He takes out, or he shows everyone the boots that he made last night. They help. They're to help someone sneak better. They'll make less sound when they're walking. Who do we think will use them the best?
Use them the best or needs them?
Need them.
Zephyr.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Something tells me that as a noisy and a particularly annoying bard, that you might need them.
No. You see, I'm quite good at being sneaky. What's the old saying? I have like a +3 when it comes to stealth. Like, I'm not bad.
I've never heard of that saying, and I think you're an
Really?
idiot.
They say it a lot.
It is a
where I'm
weird
from.
saying, but if I did know what that saying meant, I'd say I'm twice as good as you even so.
Damn. Way to cut deep, Lily. Okay. Well.
And if I was, you know, if I was pretty good at that, I'd say, you know, that I was pretty good at that too. But I've never heard of that saying in my life, and I'm sorry, but you don't strike me as someone who runs with the Thieves Guild. And I've never
believe
seen
me,
you before.
I don't. Because
I know.
I have a conscience.
And you're saying I don't, love.
I guess morality would be a better term. But,
Oh, plenty of us have morals. just a place of where you put them.
Hmm.
It's really a guideline.
You know, I think this party is gonna get along really well. I really do enjoy all of you.
Me too.
Lily, you're a gem.
No, I'm not.
You're so nice, Lily. I just want you to know that.
I thank you, and I think you're reasonably nice as well.
Yeah, I'll take
I
that.
could go either way.
I don't think anyone asked you though.
No, but I'm here
Where's
for nothing
Pepper?
else than to offer my opinions. Now all we have to do is wait for Perseus to return to tell us the meeting place. And I suppose wait for everyone to be ready and return, and we can head out.
As for the boots, I have relatively light armor. I'm not gonna be making a lot of noise. Should probably go to someone a little bit with a heavier setup. You know? Like Al, I know you have a lot of armor. I can't remember what Febrim wears for the life of me. I just know he's got big tentacles. And,
I'll
hard
see what Febrim thinks when he gets back.
Oh, I'd
Okay.
love to know what Febrim thinks.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, me too.
Lily, I've
Is
got some
everyone
questions for you,
okay?
actually,
I'm
if you don't
sensing a
mind.
lot of tension.
Oh, there's no Axel,
no.
buddy. There's no tension. I love the people who have been in this party, you know? Everyone who's been here since day one, they're the real team, you know? The real homies. We've
Does
been
that
through
not
so
include
much
me?
together. Axel, no. It of
You
course
see him start to tear up, in the
Octavia's
air.
like,
Axel, you've been there since our first mission, buddy.
But I wasn't
that's
there
not-
at the beginning.
oh, Axel, it's okay.
Lily-
And Octavia will open her arms for him. She's like,
Yeah.
it's okay. I
Axel,
love you.
He runs over and he bear hugs Octavia.
Oh, and she pats his head and she's like, there. I won't let the mean Zephyr say mean things about you anymore. Poor thing.
Lily
Oh, you're
looks
such a
back at
dear.
Zephyr and goes, only reasonably nice.
Okay? It was a misspeak.
Sure.
Pretty awful misspeak. And Octavia will wipe away his tears and she's
I'm
like,
just saying, it feels like
I-
Axel's been there with us the whole time because we've been through so much with him.
she's going to do. Can I
He's
roll?
been there since our first mission.
Can I roll
We wouldn't
sleight
have
of
been able to
hand
get
to
out of there without him.
procure a treat from thin air for him?
Absolutely.
Sick. Let's see. That's a 25. My sleight of hand is +8.
What are you pulling?
Oh,
What do you got?
a nice chocolate bar.
Oh.
Sick chocolate bar. It's the good one with the nugget and the caramel and the
Can't compete with that.
peanuts. Premium.
I didn't know you could do magic too, Octavia. Wow.
Only a little bit, love. And just for you. And she'll hand it to him.
He grabs the chocolate bar, and then he looks over to Lily, and he's like, Can I have it?
Well, sure. If Auntie Tavi gave it to you, then it's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Careful, Lily, that's a sore spot.
And then he immediately dives into it and starts eating into the chocolate.
Good. Good.
His eyes
Lily-
light up as soon as he bites into it.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Just,
Okay.
Yeah.
ask you a quick
I was
question?
like, that happened.
I will be back later. I'm going to go to my shop to pick up a few things.
Oh, tell Mal I said hi. He's pretty cool.
I will do that.
Don't wander too far because I don't know when we'll be being called. So just try and hurry back.
It's the morning, right?
You're probably
like
pushing
afternoon.
11-ish at this point.
Oh, okay.
I will be back before sundown.
All right.
Sundown.
Moonfall.
There you go.
I did the way that I didn't even question it. I was like, yeah, that's right. That's normal.
Yeah.
Sundown. Uh-huh.
Not in this place.
Okay, and he's gonna slip out the door and head to the why am I forgetting the
wait.
name right now?
The burnt shield.
No,
The
Where are we
artisan
heading?
circle.
the
The
Artisan's
Artisan's
Court.
Court?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go to
He's going for a new puzzle box. It's nuts.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed.
I'm gonna go to a woodworking shop where I know they sell like little intricate little things that I can maybe practice on.
Okay. Did you have an idea for this place?
I don't have a name, but they kind of sell mostly toys that are sometimes magically enchanted to like make them fly or have different little like prestidigitation effects
Uh-huh.
go off with them. They also make like maybe trick what's it called? Prank stuff.
I have a suggestion for the name.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I love it.
Hold on, I have to add another song to the playlist real
Damn.
quick.
Damn.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I don't have good ideas often, but when I have them, man, they're ideas.
Hey. So yeah, you head your way over to Wouldn't It Be Nice? And there is a older woman dressed in like these bright colors and patterns. She has her hair done up in like these two like space buns on either side. Messy, of course. There's like gray hairs shooting out in every direction. You would know that her name is Trefelia. And she is the craftsman / owner of Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Okay. I walk in. Hold on. How do you spell that?
Trifelia. Trifelia. And this is probably someone that you've known for years. If not personally, at least in passing. The two of you are probably around the same age. And have had shops in the Artisan's Court for years.
I'll walk in, kind of open the door slowly, knocking as I walk in. Trifle, hello, how are you doing?
Oh, Al, it's a pleasure to see you. Oh, it's been far too long. Are you here for tea? I was just about to put a pot on.
Unfortunately not today. I have some things that I need to get done, but I was wondering...
Oh, that's right! You started at Raven's site, didn't you?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. Finally got these old bones to work.
I mean, it's not like they haven't been working, but
Oh, well.
Well, it's good that you're putting that mind to use. You know, you always had a better mind than you gave yourself credit for.
Oh, well, I have Elle to thank for some of that, but... Well, anyways.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
I was wondering, how many different puzzle boxes do you have in stock?
You see her expression drop. Did you say puzzle boxes?
Yes.
Now, Al, is this something that I need to be worried about?
No, it's
You know your father had his puzzle boxes and
yes, I know. This is something that me and my party are doing as kind of a bonding exercise.
make a deception check.
That's a fat deception check.
Mhm.
That's a fat lie, bro.
That is a terrible deception check.
This lady knows. She
How
knows.
how about a 6?
Um,
His eye twitches.
His hands are like
I kind
in a
of wipe my
constipated
nose
way.
instinctively from the blood last night.
yeah, you see that there's this. She has an understanding on her face. She's like, you know it. You know, if you ever need any help, there's people here who care about you.
I know. I understand. I everything is under control.
Okay. Well, I do have I have plenty of puzzle boxes, but I do have one that might interest you.
Okay.
It's just right over here. And she goes over, and there is like a glass case that has some of her more highly enchanted items. She walks behind the counter, pulls the counter to pulls like the back door over, reaches in, and pulls this small wooden cube, probably about 3 inches on each side. She like gingerly pulls it out, kind of cradling it in a like velvet cloth, not making contact with it herself. And she like places it down on the counter. You feel free to inspect it. Give it a once over.
Is there a reason you're not touching it?
I think we're ally. We've known each other a fair bit of time, and I think we both know why I'm not touching the box.
What's in the box?
How much?
You see, like, she's like not happy. Her attitude from seeing you to coming in at the beginning of this visit versus now is drastic. She's like, well, this is an easier one, at least I've been told. I'll give it away for 200.
Oh.
How much can you do, Al?
I can do 150.
Okay.
I pull out my bag, and I just pull out the rest of my money and put it on the table.
As you kind of like put it on the table, she reaches her hand over and kind of like grabs your wrist. I was like, now you make sure you have people around you, okay?
I promise you this will be done safely.
Okay.
And I'll let you know if it gets out of control.
There are people that care about you. And I know, I'm sure you still miss her, but there are still people that need you. As self-dependent as they might seem.
I know.
Okay?
Okay.
She wraps the box up in the velvet, kind of just lightly pushes it across the countertop to you.
I pick it up. I put it in my... I'll call it my puzzle bag now.
Okay.
And thank you, Trifelia.
You're welcome, Eldridge.
And I will turn to leave and go back to the burnt shield. Just to check in on Mal and tell him Zephyr said hi and
Yeah, you go in and check on him. He is busying away. Lots of orders. Pretty constant, especially with him being the only one at the forge now. He has to kind of keep it going at all hours. But he seems to be doing well. He's always kind of thrived in that environment of constantly doing work. He likes to busy himself. He's very happy to see you, but doesn't have too much time to talk or have a conversation.
I'll try to help him with a couple projects if I can in the next couple hours before before whatever we're calling it.
I like Moonfall.
Before Moonfall, yeah.
Yeah. With having both of you at the forge, and especially with your expertise, you fly through a bunch of projects and actually get him caught back up. He was running a little bit behind. Had some like simple projects that were backing up his kind of ordering system, and got him back on track so he can work on some of the more custom pieces and stuff that he likes to work on.
Cool.
Yeah. Octavia, it gets to around 2-ish.
Mm-hmm.
When Perseus finally flies back in, kind of making his way over. You can see as he walks up to you, he's got a little note around his neck attached to his collar, as well as like a little bit of like some jam or something that he must have been fed at some point.
That wanker giving you something sweet? She just like pulls the note off. She's like, you know that means I can't give you any treats tonight because you've already had your fill, it seems.
Perseus immediately goes from this high angled prancing around to like the tail like drops a little bit.
You know better than to just eat what he gives you. What if it had made you sick? What if it had made you poof?
It's just like the saddest little cat eyes.
If you're good and you keep an eye on Axel, we can talk.
He nods, rubs up against your leg before going and pouncing on Axel's back.
Good. She like holds she holds the bridge of her nose like, oh my word, what am I gonna do? Before opening the letter.
Yeah. You open up the letter, and it is not necessarily words or anything, but it is a map of the shadow and the school itself. And it has a house on the southern side of the shadow, circled, and then a point between the school and the house that has been dotted.
Alright. Well, we have our heading, it seems. Now just to wait for the others and for, well, Moonfall.
Yeah.
And yep, she's ready. She's like triple checked her weapons and her tools.
Lovely. Febrim, did you end up coming up with your message for your mother?
Yeah. Apologies. The message is gonna read out. Stop by the lab. Monodrone broke out. Fix its wing. Decided I'm gonna take him out for a bit. Hope contact me when you can.
Okay.
I kind of look this thing up and down. Kind of deciding on how I should take him. And I decide to grab a small, like, leash. Just to kind of put on him.
This poor thing.
So its whole body is just this like big circle.
Oh.
Like it's like a big sphere with like things coming out of it.
Okay.
Good.
You grab the leash. It looks up at you. And it like puts its arms up.
Well, at least you're wanting to do this as much as I am. I guess gotta throw the leash over his arms.
He like takes it like over its arms, wraps it around so it's like around its like chest area, kind of like a belt-ish, and just kind of like rests its arms on it. And gives you a thumbs up.
How tall is this thing?
I'm pretty sure these are. It is probably a good like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of crouch down to its height, and we're just gonna be like, listen, I don't know much about what you are, and I don't know why my parents have you here. I'm not always a fan of how brutish my mother's experiments can be. I'm gonna take you out for a little bit. Yeah. Just kind of don't fuck anything up.
There's a simple.
I suppose. And then I will kind of take him out with me.
You do get a message back from your mother before you head out too far.
Okay.
There it is. Sorry we missed you. Feel free to take them. Just bring them back. Love you, miss you, Mom.
Oh, how sweet. Okay. I suppose I'll gather my equipment. Since I assume it's getting pretty late to work on it anymore.
Yep.
And I'm gonna head out.
You head out with your monodrone following behind you. Which, luckily, it's later in the evening. But the few people that you do pass give you very weird looks, carting this creature around, especially in the shadow. But they stay pretty close to you. Just kind of like waddling right next to your leg.
Okay.
Kind of looking up at you every so often. It has to like move its whole body to look all the way up at you.
I love him.
Eventually, everyone makes their way back to the dorm.
The second Febrim walks in with this thing, Octavia's like, that's new. Is that coming with us?
To the mansion?
Yes.
I didn't really think about that.
I'd advise you to think about that quickly.
Ephraim, what is that thing?
I'm not entirely sure. It broke out of one of the cages at the lab, labeled as a rogue monodrone, and it had a broken wing, so I went ahead and fixed him up a bit and decided to take him out of the house.
Have I seen a robot of similar construction in my life?
Make a history check.
Okay. Hell yeah, that's a 0.
Nice.
You've definitely never seen one. Especially being inside the city. There's a vague recollection of it being mentioned at some point. Probably in a study or a book somewhere. But you can't recall any information about it right now.
Does it, in a very broad sense, does it look like the kind of thing I would default to killing or default to, like, not caring about?
It's definitely very, like, docile. And it doesn't hit any of your senses.
Okay.
Just kind of going off of your intuition.
Yeah.
The only thing I really know about it is that my parents found it in the waste, but it doesn't seem to have any traces of the devouring in it. So
But
he seems...
It's mostly metal, isn't it?
He's got some biological parts in there. It seems to be a little bit of a mix of both. I don't know to what ratio, though. He seemed pretty harmless. So
Curious.
I figured it'd be alright.
Broke out of a metal cage, but
Well, you know.
Well, owlbears seem pretty harmless, too.
I would like to advise against assuming that owlbears are harmless.
Right.
like the rodeo.
Do you know
Febrim?
how...
Well, owlbears aren't exactly 3 feet tall with not much to fight back with.
Question, how much noise does this thing make?
Was it
Do
making
you
a lot of
know?
noise on the way back?
We cut to the next scene where we're walking in and this thing has the boots on.
It's got the boots on.
Yeah.
Boots are way too big for its feet.
These boots were made for walking.
It's not necessarily a loud creature, but it's also its limbs are made of metal, so there's a little like ting 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 every time it takes a step.
This thing's going to blow our cover.
I could just leave him at the house, at the door. We could just, I don't know, make a room for him. It's like a little, maybe not a little room. But
Oh,
like,
you mean
know.
like a cage, like that thing you broke?
No, not like a cage, like a bedroom.
You mean like this?
Well,
The
maybe,
place we're in?
maybe not so many beds, but yeah, sure.
I
Do
don't
you wanna leave
advise
it
taking
here?
it with at all.
No.
And why are we... Rule 101 of stealth is you do what the person who knows what they're talking about says.
Well, I wasn't thinking of taking him with us to the mansion where we need to be stealthy, but he's.
Well, it's
we
not
won't.
like we're going there. Like, yes, there's a midway point, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a safe house. It could just be an alleyway. You want to leave him in an alleyway?
No, I want to leave him here.
While y'all are kind of arguing about this, the Modron is kind of like looking around the room and ends up making eye contact and kind of scanning up and down Lily.
Oh, good.
And it kind of like
Yeah, I'm like yelling.
it's
I'm
like cocks its head slightly.
hushed tones yelling at Febrim, and then I see this thing staring at me awkwardly.
And it cocks its head a little bit.
Febrim, what do you know about this thing?
And I know that he was part of a hive, possibly. But seems to have broken apart from them. And that he was found in the woods.
It takes a couple steps towards Lily, and you hear it say something. It sounds like gears kind of like rattling against each other, and it's saying it at Lily.
Did it do that before?
No, I couldn't get him to talk at all.
It starts to look kind of like confused.
I don't like that it's talking like this.
It's talk. Do you know what it's saying?
Was it a... I assume it's nothing that we could understand. Okay.
It says that it seems to say the same phrase again, in Lily's direction.
Does anyone know what?
Lily, do you have any idea what it's saying? It seems to be talking at you.
Oh, I know what it wants to be saying. I don't know what it is saying.
What is it
Wouldn't that be
want
the
to be saying?
same thing?
It's not trying to talk to me.
What is it doing?
It's trying to talk to someone else.
It kind of it looks confused. Its shoulders shrug, and it ends up turning around, and it walks over and jumps on one of the beds. And just
Did it
sits
have
down.
its head cocked when it looked confused?
So its head is pretty much all that it is. So the whole form just tilted.
I like to think that at the exact same time that it tilts, Zephyr's head tilts because he's just as confused.
Think of Mike Wazowski, but with wings.
Oh my god.
That is a great. That is a great.
That is quite 100% what it is.
Oh
For anyone
no!
who's looked it up, that's pretty much what it is.
Whose bed did it hop on?
It probably jumped on. Probably Owl's.
Okay.
Oh.
Then I don't
Not
care.
how it likes you.
Febrim, I don't like this thing.
Listen, I think he's, I don't think
I
he's
really
harmful at all.
I really wish you'd thought this through.
I mean, he's.
For someone who claims to be so smart, you're making kind of questionable decisions.
Well, I don't really like leaving harmless animals to my mother's experiments
Yeah, your mother is
all the
strange.
time. So
Maybe
I
they
figured
deserve
I
it.
could get.
Oh! Well-
To be completely fair, this looks more than just a harmless animal. It is.
Yeah.
It's currently like sitting on the edge of Al's bed, looking down at its feet as it swings them back and forth.
Nice.
Al kind of looks back and he's like, in the sense that it's not. It's half metal.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly an animal of sorts. I'm not really sure. I'd say it's
You couldn't
more
ask your
construct than.
parents.
They weren't
Or-
home. I had very limited conversation abilities.
Well, like
with
you
them.
could have, I don't know, maybe left a note and been
I
like,
did.
"Hey, what's this thing?" before I take it back to my dorm with my entire party.
I mean, I told them I was gonna take them out for a bit. They didn't seem to mind.
If they weren't home, how did they respond?
Sending stones, Zephyr.
Did they respond?
I mind. Like, I know you
Well,
didn't
I mean,
ask
you know.
them, but, like, I mind.
I would hate to say it, and God, a lot of demons in hell must be buying ice skates right now, but I agree with Octavia.
See,
Okay,
even
well,
he's
where
got a
would you-
brain cell.
Where would you prefer I leave him?
In the cage.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Or at
Or
least,
at least
like,
until we knew what it was. That's the only problem I have with it, really.
or, I don't know, if you have such a troubled conscience over this, set it free.
In the middle of the city.
You see it?
Not
you
in
see
the
it,
middle
like,
of the
it, like,
city.
perks
In the
up a little
city
bit?
or in the waste?
In
Oh,
the
no.
like where it came
It
from.
looks confused.
I don't think. I guess we could go to the waste, but that's not advisable.
No,
It's
well,
not
I wasn't
exactly
going to.
an easy trip.
Wasn't
I'm sorry,
going to go
I'm
to the waste.
confused. What's the waste?
Pretty
This-
much everything that's not the city. or
and
the lake.
not other cities or the Silent Lake.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It-
Okay.
It's a place
There's a lot
where
of
all the
things-
monsters.
Yes. There's a
Okay.
lot of things infected by
Mhm, mhm.
what's it called?
The Devouring.
Axel,
Devouring.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I can't pull it up because it's gone. And he like pulls up his iPod and is like just showing the pictures. He's like,
Okay.
there I linked it to our bracelets. Because apparently I can do that with whatever this is.
Like
Yeah.
that he doesn't even know what his magic's name is.
I'm sorry, do you know what it is?
No, it's yours.
I've been calling it like an iPod because it's like instant music and it's a little like almost pod shape, but
That sounds lame.
anyway, peanut gallery aside, I was scrolling through when I linked it and looking through all the pictures, and there was one that deleted itself almost immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but it had it was a normal picture, but the sky was blue. You had said something about a blue sky. Is there anything you can elaborate on?
Did I?
Oh yeah, like a while ago, but maybe it was a couple days ago.
Was it something about your dreams, love?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think I had like a dream or something about like the sky being different colors.
Maybe.
That's what
I
I
just-
remember.
I just remember you said something about a blue sky in this picture. It was a picture, clear as day.
What's the
didn't-
picture?
like a painting, but are there cameras like at all in this world, Max, or is this the
Yeah,
only
that's a
one?
good question, actually.
There are.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
never mind.
It'd be more like captured images kind of deal.
Okay.
It's definitely like higher technology than like a picture. It would be like holograms and stills and stuff like that.
All right.
Okay. Well, like this image
Mhm.
on here. When I pull up the pictures on the wristband, is it like a little hologram?
Yep.
I'm gonna like pull that up, and it clearly doesn't show, but I'm like scrolling through the show. One of these was, I never took that picture. It was never on here.
Well, was that yours?
No, I found it like
Well, maybe it was
maybe like a few months
the
before enrolling.
maybe it was like the other owners.
Maybe, but as far as I know, the sky was never blue.
Do we really have time for this? We have to meet Alessander.
Okay, well, you're right. I'm sorry. We have to go meet Octavia's boyfriend. So
He's not my. I don't have to even grace that with a response. Never mind. I'm just going to.
Okay.
All right. Axel,
Yes.
we're going to go
Rob
something-
Place. Yes.
this more like
Break and enter. Yes.
relieving someone of some things that they don't need anymore.
Okay.
stealing. We're stealing.
I would really like it if you could protect our stuff here in our room. Like, we need a guard because I don't trust the magic of this place. Like, I mean, they're the night eyes, but I would really feel better if we had someone protecting our shared space. Can you do that for me?
Make a persuasion check.
Ah! I almost dropped my d20. That's an unnatural 20.
I want 3 of those things that you gave me earlier.
A chocolate bar.
Yes.
She kind of looks over at Lily. Dude, can I?
Zephyr is gonna discreetly lean down to Axel and be like, "You should have tried to milk at least 4 out of her."
She's
Next
like,
time.
3
time.
is a wonderful and even number, and by even I mean odd. And she hands 3 chocolate bars to
She's
Axel.
amazed that I had the brain cell.
He gleefully takes them, walks over to Febrim and be like, "Okay, I'll take your dog."
Well, yeah, I suppose it's a good idea. I'll give him the leash.
Yeah.
How tall is Axel compared to this thing?
They're probably about the same height.
Yeah.
I'll
That
take
upsets
your
Lily.
dog.
I'm gonna go set the alarm on my forge space before we leave.
Sounds good.
Probably a good idea.
And I'm gonna go up to Axel, and I'll be like, "All right, neither of you go into that forge space, okay? If you do, I'll know."
Okay.
I don't like that look.
Octavia's like, now be good, love, and I might have some other kinds of chocolate for you to try if you behave. And don't let any strangers in the room, okay?
Got it.
I'm gonna.
No strangers. And he like does his best like posturing and then like salute.
Oh, good. She
Does,
claps a little bit.
Does anyone have any objections of me giving him like a dagger in case at least like a cult person barges in? Lily, do you think he can be trusted with one?
I think we got far enough, sure.
Axel, buddy? And he pulls out one of his daggers and he goes, only use this if someone comes into this room that you don't know, or someone comes into this room and tries to force you to leave. Like, steal you.
Got it.
Am I missing any other rules?
People come in, I stab them. Done.
No.
No!
Or if
if, like,
this
we
thing
walk
does
in,
anything
or-
even remotely questionable, feel free to
Okay.
just stab it repeatedly.
Maybe
Until
don't.
it
Maybe
stops
don't do
moving.
that. Maybe, you know.
I have a bad feeling that my sister is gonna come by. If for some reason someone who looks almost exactly like me but is a female, and has longer hair comes
That'd be
in,
a concerning
don't
sight.
stab her. I mean, it would be really
Agreed.
funny if you did,
So lightly stab?
but
Mm,
stab her with the scabbard. That'd be funny.
Okay, poke.
Yeah,
Oh,
poker. But I really, my fingers still
Your-
haven't fully healed. I'd rather
Your
not make her
family
angry.
dynamic concerns me a little bit, but I shouldn't be surprised.
Do you have any siblings, Octavia?
No.
That's yeah. I mean, you probably wouldn't get it, but
Well, I do get it because my people are raised together. So, I mean, while I technically don't have siblings, everyone in the clan is very,
As the rambling continues,
Together.
going back and forth down the hallway and down the
Yeah.
elevator.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure to revert the balcony back to a window.
Okay, balcony goes back to a window.
good. That's a good
Smart
idea.
decisions.
Good idea. Good idea.
And then we'll leave.
None
The
of us
party
trust
leaves,
Matt.
heading over to meet Octavia's friend.
It's not my boyfriend!
Yeah. And
Beg to differ.
I think that's a good break.
Yay,
Go for a little bit of a
break.
break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will be back in about 10-ish minutes. And we're back. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
We're going to jump right back into it with our party venturing out of Ravensight Academy and into the now dark streets of the Shadow. It's a pretty straight shot to the location marked on the map. It is almost directly dead south of the tower.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, you begin to make your way there, heading southern. And it doesn't take you too long. You get about halfway to the circled location, where the little like dot is, and you see a dark elf step out of the shadows. Well, it took you long enough. I'm starting to get worried.
Well, you know how it is. It's kind of like herding cats.
Well, don't insult Perseus.
Oh, I would never. Speaking of, you need to stop giving him treats. He doesn't need them.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway. Welcome, everyone.
Yes.
I see we've made a few preparations here and there.
Certainly.
You, yes.
Is everyone excited?
Riveted, love.
Well, just to let you know, I have been watching the place all day. No one in or out.
It's a good distinction to make.
The odds seem to be in our favor.
So what is our position in?
Well, I thought the front door, but we could figure something else out if you wanted.
Well, you think the front door's fine? I guess I could throw some favor your way and try it out. But of course, if the second the Nine Eyes get notified or the police or something, we're making a hasty retreat.
Sure. If you want other options, there are several windows. There is a whole enclosed glass greenery space on the western side of the building.
Does that have a door to the outside?
Not a door necessarily, but lots of windows. Some of them seem to be on hinges.
Pick the hinge? That wouldn't be that hard. I just think the front door's a little obvious, especially if we're not, known to be from this establishment.
You know best.
It's the first thing you've said right in a little while. And she kind of turns to look to the others. She's like, all right, so the current strategy is to pick the hinges on the windows of the greenhouse and slip in that way. That way we're on the west side and not the main front.
Great.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Sounds
All
good.
right, well, did you want to lead the way? Since you know the house better than we do.
Absolutely. And he begins to head south, sticking to the shadows. In the shadow, haha. But it doesn't take you too long until you are at the very edge of the shadow. You can see where it splits off into the Artisan's Court a little further on, and there is this large, kind of sprawling house. It's only one story, but it's kind of this larger complex. There's a the road leads directly to a large front door. This kind of 20-foot wide road. There seems to be vines growing up all over it. The fence out of the front is in complete disarray. It doesn't look like anyone has cared for this property or been here in quite a while.
That is an abandoned mansion, if I've ever seen one. I've seen a few. All right. Octavia's kind of gonna lead the way to the west side towards the greenhouse so that she can pick the lock on the hinge on the windows.
We're gonna do this one. That first music choice was not the right vibe. Yeah. You begin to kind of head around the western side of the building. And there is this, long, 70-foot, just enclosed greenery space. With glass that curves all the way up to the roof. And you can see dozens of different exotic plants, these large trees inside of these glass areas. Just catching glances of it, it seems very humid in there. It's a temperature controlled.
All right, well, I'm going to try the hinge, and when we get in there, don't touch anything in the green room. We don't know what kind of mage this person was, and if by chance they did experiments like Febrim's family, let's avoid springing anything.
A very good idea.
Would you like some help with that hinge?
I would, thank you.
I will help her.
Okay. Make a Thieves' Tools check with advantage.
Cool. That is an 18.
Okay. Easily enough, you're able to kind of pop the hinges off of a smaller glass pane, deeper around the house, out of view of the main street, and it just kind of easily slides to the side.
All right. I believe we're in. Perseus, will you observe the house and just make sure no one's coming home? She will set the cat to fly.
Mm-hmm. So I'll fly over and start getting an aerial view kind of around, mainly around the front door, but he will pretty much be within range.
Cool.
At all times.
So, after that, Octavia is going to kind of like, after you, lovelies.
I will lead.
Okay. You enter into the house, and you're immediately hit by the intense humidity of the room that you're in now. The sweat immediately begins to kind of drip from you, especially with Aofig being a relatively like mild / cold climate. This is very tropical.
Nice.
The only one who's probably experienced anything like this would be Octavia, as the climate does differ the farther out you get on Silent Lake.
All right. The first thing she's gonna do is take off her jacket, because that's stupid and in the way. And then she's kind of going to adjust her I don't know what you call it, her sash on her forehead, and she's gonna pull it down to her forehead to kind of catch the sweat there, and she's like, well, this is lovely and tropical. Moving onward, and she's going to kind of like scope the place out. Is there anything of note, like, in the greenhouse?
Make an investigation check.
All right.
As you all kind of begin to filter into this space.
That's an 18, and I have a -1 modifier on my intelligence.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
You enter in the space, and you see plants from areas you've never heard about. There are large vines that are strung across the ceiling. A palm tree sits in the corner, kind of isolated by itself. Several dozens of different types of flowers and herbs. The scents in here are undescribable. But one thing hits you as odd.
Uh-huh.
It's not overgrown.
Oh.
Everything is very well manicured and snipped.
Odd. Octavia kind of like pauses, and she motions for Alessander to come over to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, is it possible that no one, and she's whispering, she's trying to be quiet. She's like, is it possible that no one has entered in because no one has left?
I mean, I guess it's possible, but I would find it very hard to believe, as there haven't been any deliveries. There haven't been any food or water?
Something feels fishy. That's coming from a girl who was born on a frigate.
Well, only thing to do is move forward.
He always did know what's best. And there she's going to continue, but she's a lot more cautious now.
Mm-hmm. You kind of, as you're glancing and as you're investigating, there are 2 exits out of this greenery. One to the north and one to the south. They seem like these big, like, double doors.
Well, we have 2 ways to go. Does anyone have a preference?
We know anything about the layout of the house?
A brief map. There is... There's a main hallway. That should be... Alexander kind of points towards the northern door. Should be just that way. And I believe the library should be just around the corner.
Well, considering that's the reason why most of them agreed to come, we should start with that. And she will lead the way to the north. And she's going to tell everyone to halt behind her, and she's going to open the door, but instead of opening it and peering through it at eye level, she's going to get on her knees and look from floor level.
Before you do that, maybe check the door.
Oh yeah.
Or I can check the door for you.
Oh, please, if you don't mind checking the door for any kinds of traps, locks. That's quite handy, that is.
I will do that.
Okay.
Someone who knows what they're doing.
Make an investigation check.
Unnatural 20.
You scan over the door, looking around for any mechanisms, any runes, anything that might be latched onto the door. And you don't find any.
Is it locked?
You kind of test the handle. It's unlocked.
Well, it seems fine and it's unlocked.
All right, stand back, and she will reach up to open it, but she'll get on her knees to like check at floor level so that in case somebody notices the door opening, they don't immediately see her at eye level.
You kind of slowly begin to open up the door, and it opens up into this 10-foot wide hallway. You can see another door right across the hall from you, as well as a slightly open door up to the north, and the hallway continues far down to the south.
You said the library was close. Which direction?
From this entry, I would probably say through the closed door.
All right, and that's where we're going. And she will lead the way into the hallway, standing up, and then kind of looking around. And we're stealthing it.
Okay, I'm gonna need stealth checks from everyone.
Heck yeah!
Oh boy. Woo.
17.
No, that's a...
Step in.
The dice. I shit you not, this is not me lying. The dice was pointed up with 14.
Uh-huh.
I hate
This
this
is
app.
why we
I'm
roll,
never
roll,
using
roll,
D&D Beyond the roll again.
That's why we roll real dice, baby. It's a
Yep.
Do I need
16
to
for
roll
me.
for Winnie?
Yep, someone needs to roll for Winnie as well.
She
Got a 15.
15.
She got a 5.
Nice.
Okay.
Good. Pretty good. Awesome.
And what's your order? What order are we moving in?
I'm guessing Octavia's first.
I'd probably be in the back.
I'll be behind Octavia.
I would
Gotcha.
assume I'm close to the front as well.
Then I guess Zephyr's somewhere in the middle.
Okay. So you begin to move forward out into this hallway. As you look around, you see that everything's covered in kind of a thin layer of dust. But elegant. There is well-crafted wooden furniture that has a pristine polish underneath a thin layer of dust, as well as portraits and glass artwork pieces. There are different crystals hanging from the ceiling, as well as tapestries and carpeting. It is a little gaudy in its presentation, but everything shines just a little bit.
This individual has interesting taste. Definitely not my taste, but
Definitely well-to-do.
I think my favorite term for it is hoity-toity. And she will motion for Al to check the door again, the one that's closed. It's like,
That's going to be an 11.
Okay. You go up, kind of peeking over your shoulder, trying to make sure that you're not being watched as you go up to this other closed door. And once again, it doesn't seem to be trapped.
It's
okay.
unlocked.
And it's unlocked.
And then Octavia will repeat the same process of getting on the floor and opening it from foot level, because that's the best way to sneak through doors.
Mm-hmm. You open it up, and instead of being on the side of a hallway, you are now looking straight down this long corridor. You can see at the end of the corridor there are another line of windows that seem to be letting in some light. And there is a door immediately to your left that you kind of peek through, and it looks like it leads back up to an entrance hall, as well as several open doors down the hallway.
Alright.
I did send you all a map.
Ooh, map.
That is in the art channel in the Discord.
Spicy.
Which one would the green room be?
So the green room is that big long cube in the southwest part of the image. And you just went through a closed door that looks like a wall.
Okay. So we're looking down the long hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like the giant room at the back.
Yep.
And there should be an open door to our left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You kind of look through the open door to the left, and you see like grand doors, like 10 feet wide, at the very end of the hallway.
Ah, the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So Octavia makes note of that. Quick exits, front doors are great. And she will be like, so why don't we just take a look down this hallway? This is going to be the main entryway. I have a feeling that the library is going to be one of these rooms on our right here. And she will slowly walk forward and she's like, remember, don't touch anything unless you intend to take, because there is obviously dust everywhere. Um, be quiet. That's my only rules. Zephyr, you especially. And then she will turn and keep going.
Are you seeing this shit, Lily? I haven't said a word since we got in here.
Who's last again? Lily. Of course.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh no.
I didn't want the person with 24 perception in the back.
No, it just makes sense. Because as the rest of the party kind of filters into this hallway, heading down, you just kind of like almost looks like you catch movement out of the corner of your eye, like all the way down the hallway that you're currently standing in. But when you turn, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I imagine she like steps through and then she kind of like leans back, like.
All right, we're moving
Don't say
forward.
anything.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going towards the main entrance now?
No, we're moving down the long hallway towards the big square room that's on the right from where
Okay.
we're looking.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep going down. The first, all these doors are open,
Mm-hmm.
kind of eerily so. You look into the first door, and it looks like a alchemy space.
Oh,
There are several different liquids of all different colors, all in glass containers. Lots of dried herbs scattered around.
Octavia will keep moving. That doesn't interest her.
You make it to the second door, which is a short hallway with several different paintings and pictures on the wall, as well as what looks to be a large library on the other side.
If I were a library, here's where I'd be. And she kind of slips into the mini hallway. Do I notice anything odd about the small hallway? Like, are there any traps or anything?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's a 9. She's just excited that she found it.
You do kind of a quick scan, looking around, and there doesn't seem to be anything there.
She's walking through it, because that's what I rolled.
Okay. You walk through, making it to the other open doorway, seemingly unharmed.
Good.
Anyone with a passive over 18, which might just be Lily. As soon as Octavia passes the midsection of the hallway, there's just a little tiny glyph in the ceiling that just flashes red for a second and disappears.
I think Lily just squints and tries to look in that area where she saw it.
As you kind of peer and look for it, you swear you saw it, but there's nothing there right now.
Nice. Uh, yeah, library.
Woo!
Library.
Library.
So you oh yeah.
I suppose Febrim's going to walk up to the library, probably continuing to look for traps or like things of that sort. As he approaches it, but he is going to go look through at the books in the library.
So yeah, as you kind of enter into the library, it is a 50-foot by 50-foot cube with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves filled with books of all different types. Lots of paper material, which is a little less common nowadays. It's
I'm gonna make
more magical text.
I'm gonna make the executive decision for Winnie and say that Winnie is going in and she's looking for anything on old, like different gods.
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr will assist with that if that's a roll that needs to be made.
We'll make it eventually. I'm gonna finish describing the library first, though.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. So, with all of these books, they are all connected to their bookshelves via chains that are kind of run through the binds of the books, keeping them in place. It creates kind of this eerie sensation as the chains seem to sway back and forth. You see a couple different suits of armor that have been placed at the corners of the library itself, as well as a pedestal in the center holding one kind of large book, with the only light source that you've really seen in this place shining down directly onto the pedestal and a large book. There are also two different doors off to the southeast.
And I'd just go through the library and just do a quick once over for any kind of like traps or magical effects.
Yeah, do a quick once over is going to be perception.
Not like a quick once over.
Let's be real here. I mean,
Here, how about this? I'll do a quick once over, and then you can follow up.
There we go.
Okay.
Hey.
Literally do a quick once over.
27.
Okay.
Jeez.
You pinpoint this, but even with your perception, you know that this is not that hidden. There are runes and markers and magical essence littering this entire location. It's hard to tell whether or not they're magical in like the sense of harmful, or if it's just part of the literature and the essence of these texts.
Yeah, she doesn't know the difference, and she doesn't really care to, but she turns to Al and goes... She kind of scowls and goes, "It's very wizardy in here. And that's a problem."
Yes.
Kind of referencing a few of the things she's noticing.
Would I be able to make an Arcana check to, like, discern if any of these runes are
Absolutely.
meant to be harmful?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm rolling terribly. 13.
Could he get advantage because Lily informed him of what specifically he was looking for?
Sure.
Ha!
No, it's the advantage is like this one looks the spookiest to me. Look at that one.
With advantage, that is an unnatural 20.
Nice.
Um, with Lily kind of pointing out the specific runes and things for you to look at, you determine that a large majority of them are like stasis runes that keep anything in this vicinity from deteriorating at all. Keeping any of the books, any of the paper, any of the leather in pristine condition indefinitely.
That's gotta take a lot of magic.
You do notice, as you're kind of looking around, specifically at the armor and stuff, there's animation enchantments on these things. They have the ability to move on their own. They seem to be inert at the current moment, but they are looming.
All right, everyone, be careful what you touch. The armor might come to life to protect this place.
Spooky.
Good to know.
All right.
Okay.
I want to stand like right in front of one of the suits of armor, just like size it up.
Oh.
It's probably just a little bit bigger than you. It's like a heavy plate. Very well armored, but still medium. And standing right next to it, you can sense the radiating magic.
Okay.
I think Octavia's kind of be like, here's your library, and then she's going to kind of filter back towards Alessander and just kind of be like, so, where's the scroll that you were looking for?
Well, we do have to go through the library.
Oh, curious. Lead the way then.
Absolutely. And he will take you kind of directly through the library to the southernmost room that's attached to the library. Now, if we can just get through this door, we should be golden.
All right. Can I inspect the door?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Would this be investigation still?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10. Yikes.
It's difficult with this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much magic radiating around you that it is almost intoxicating.
Great. She's like looking at it. And she kind of has to place a hand on her forehead and just like close her eyes for a moment. But yeah, I'm getting nothing, unfortunately. Oh, this room is very strange.
Well, I could give it a try.
Please, by all means.
What is everyone else doing?
I take it Winnie's gonna be scrolling for a book on the gods, and
Yep.
Zephyr will be assisting.
She's strolling around. Make a... Actually, if you want to give her advantage, you can make an investigation check for her. With advantage.
Okay. Wow. That's a 13. Twice.
Lovely. You start to kind of scan the books on the shelves, and it becomes quickly apparent that these might not be in a language that you understand.
Wait, do I have it?
Also, Dane, you're pretty quiet right now.
Sorry, I was a bit away. Is that
You're
better?
good. Yeah.
Okay. Nope, neither one has understand language. Well, But when we took the book, it didn't trigger anything?
You kind of like take one of the books off the shelves. I'll say Winnie goes ahead.
Oh,
and does
you
that.
meant like the spine had a
Yeah,
language we don't
The spine
Okay.
has this like language written across it that you don't recognize.
I feel like Winnie would she take... That's such a tough question. Give me just a sec if someone else wants to do something.
Yeah?
I think I am looking at the bookshelves, kind of at the spine, but also keeping an eye on Octavia and Alessander,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure they're okay.
Aw, ow.
Lily, are you looking for anything?
I think, like, once I'm satisfied that they're not moving right now, I'm just gonna stand behind Octavia and Alessander,
Mm-hmm.
as I do.
I love it. Tavi feels
think-
very supported.
I think as I think Febrim's going to be looking through the books as well, and upon realizing that it's all kind of in a different language, he's going to start looking at like specifics for it, for any like indication of what language it might be.
You don't have to, Febrim.
Oh.
As you're looking around the books and stuff, it appears to be a language that you don't understand. But then your forehead begins to kind of hurt. There's a quick, sharp pain. A needle or something kind of enters through your forehead.
Oh.
And you blink your eyes for a couple seconds, and you can read everything in here.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Cool.
Sounds great.
All
is this
right.
like is this like a thing with my eye? My third eye?
And
Fascinating.
as you kind of come to this realization, you feel the eye, which is a gem, kind of sit in your forehead. It begins to want to look towards the center of the room.
I will slowly move my head over there.
Kind of following its gaze, it looks at the kind of large tome on the pedestal in the center.
I see you and I had the same idea. He's gonna start walking over to the large book.
Kind of get over there. You have to take a couple steps up to get to the pedestal itself. Pausing for maybe a moment as you enter this silver, almost glittery light. It kind of shines on the dust, giving it this refractive quality. And make your way over to this book that is several feet in height and width.
That's a big book.
Big book. Wow, I certainly know when to spot a banned reading material when I come across it. What is it open to a specific page right now, or is it closed?
It is kind of open to a center page.
Okay.
There's no words, but there are images. Kind of these copies of what you assume were once beautiful paintings. And on one painting, it shows a grand city. You see objects of something you don't quite recognize flying through the sky. You see dozens of towers reaching up towards the sky themselves. You see people so small they're being represented by just little dots in the artwork. Hundreds of them moving around a bustling metropolis. And on the other painting, you see a bright red orb in the sky. And that same metropolis burnt to the ground. Towers collapsed. Where you saw the dots of people walking about on these moving platforms and bridges connecting towers together, you see piles.
Hey, Zephyr, Winnie, I might have come across something that might be of use. I'm going to flip to the next page.
Okay.
Sam got back to me and said Winnie definitely took a book off the shelf
Okay.
to look through.
Yeah, she takes it off. The chain still connects it to the bookshelf itself, so it can't go too far without unlocking the chain or breaking it in some fashion. But she flips through it, and it's mainly gibberish. It's symbols and bits and parts of language that you know that doesn't seem to add up to anything.
Wow. What was that, Febrim?
This book over here has some strange paintings of what might be a past event of sorts.
Well, I guess Zephyr heads over to check. Sam, if you're still watching, just shoot me some guidelines.
Lily, as people begin to move towards the center pedestal, there's that feeling again of being watched, but not by, you don't know by what. Just quick little movement out of the corner of your eye. And Febrim, as you move to the next page, your eye asks you a question.
Okay.
What would you like to
Okay.
know?
to know.
I feel like the cop-out answer is everything, but that could also be like brain explosion inducing, so maybe don't do that.
Um, everyone would want to know a lot. Oh gosh. I'm unsure.
Time kind of begins to slow down as you are flipping the page. The question still radiating in your head, but with a sense of urgency. It needs to know the answer.
Oh, good. Oh boy. Well. I suppose, Febrim will probably has quite a few ideas scattered in his mind of things he wants to know or look, or gain the knowledge of, but, for now he kind of centers in on specifically, the devouring and the cult.
It needs you to pick one. There's a whisper.
The devouring.
Okay. Time picks back up. You flip the page, and there are words scrawled on the page. Speaking of the devouring of its creation, I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, nuts. 14.
Okay. You succeed,
Awesome. Love that.
so you'll take half damage.
Oh, good, great, awesome. No, that's yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that was a good
love it
one,
when a
too.
plan comes together.
You take 9 points of psychic damage. As you feel your eye kind of like radiate into your forehead. And the information is laid out in front of you.
Oh, nice, awesome. Jesus. I suppose I'll start reading myself.
You begin to read over, and it's all poetic. It's not straight literature. It's all written in a flowing fashion, hidden meanings. And of course, I didn't write this stuff down beforehand. But the essence of the first page is that the sun, driven in its rage, burned the land.
Okay.
Losing all that it loved, decided that love shall not exist.
This is dark.
Damn.
Okay.
Man, we are post heat death of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
The curse that remains is all but a sliver. The true wrath hidden from sight.
Okay.
And I would say the last line, it says eclipsed.
Mm.
Isn't that the name of the cult that no one
Oh
knows?
no.
Oh yeah. Except nobody knows that, except for Lily. Oof.
That's not good.
I both love and hate knowing things that my character doesn't know.
That's why I disassociate when I'm not being spoken to directly.
Yeah, sure, you can call it that, sure.
Incidentally, I think Lily's like, I think we should like keep going. Alessander, you've been looking at the store for kind of. I don't know.
You're
what's
right.
happening.
Let me just get at it, shall I?
Mhm.
Tavi, would you mind giving a helping hand?
Of course.
Okay.
She will help him out.
He is going to make a sleight of hand check with advantage. Okay.
I'm gonna just say over my shoulder to him. Make sure you check the hinges. That's where I always keep my defensive runes. I'm gonna give him Flash of Genius.
Okay.
Hey.
How much
So
is
that's
that?
Hey.
+3.
Okay. Does anyone else have it that's there have anything else they want to add to this?
Oh Lord.
Octavia's giving advantage. Aldrich is doing
Mhm.
Flash of Genius. Lily, would you like to add anything?
I don't know what I can do. Does it look like he's struggling with it?
Before I announce any rolls.
Here's what I'll say. I will do something drastic if it looks like he's going to screw it up royally. She is very on edge right now.
We're away.
She is willing to, like, snap to it if she needs to.
You see him put his picks in. He begins to work away. You hear the tumblers start to give loose. But there's one sound that's different. One little clang that shouldn't have been there. And you see a finger on the statue twitch. As he goes into that final motion to try to unlock the door.
I'm sorry, what statue? Like the armor?
The
One
armor.
of the statues of armor.
Yeah.
Armor. What she would do in that moment. I think she would just go to meet it. Like, honestly, like, she wants them to get through, but she knows they're probably gonna get attacked, so she's just gonna go to meet whichever one she saw move.
Okay.
Like, leaps toward it.
Can I hold a reaction?
Sure, what are you holding?
I'm holding a reaction to push Alessander out of the way.
Okay.
If I need to.
Lily, you kind of jump towards the closest statue as its fingers kind of begin to twitch. Alessander turns the lock. The door opens. And there's a quick and fast fist that heads in his direction.
Octavia's pushing him out of the way.
It's
She's
also,
taking that.
so it's going to have... I'll have disadvantage, and I'll also give Alessander partial cover, because of the combined effort here.
Okay.
Oh god. Mm-hmm. It as Octavia, you push him out of the way, it clips you, Lily. Just kind of like hitting your side. You're only gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. But you push him out of the way, and it slams directly where his head was gonna be. And then you see the statue, it slowly regains its composure and becomes inert again.
Octavia's got her arms outstretched. And she's like breathing heavily, and she looks down at Alexander and she's like, "You lucky bastard!"
And she
Well-
was worried about me.
It's just like
I thought we were checking the door for traps first.
Oh, I'd never check for traps.
this.
And you were worried about me.
He's lucky. And she like shoots him. She shoots Alexander with like a withering glare.
I mean, everything worked out in the end.
That could have been your head.
Thank you, Lily. I can't appreciate it enough for you taking a blow from me and Tavi. He just winks. He just winks at you.
Fully noted.
Thank you, Tavi, for saving my life again.
Would you like to see the spoils?
Don't make me give you another scar.
I don't want to spend any more time here than I have to, so I'll go ahead.
You enter into this room.
Octavia's following, but she's grumpy.
Okay. And Alexander also follows in.
I'll follow in too.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second. Zephyr Febrim. Y'all are at the main pedestal in the middle of the room.
Febrim, can you actually like read all this?
Surprisingly, yes. It seems to be a welcome side effect of this third eye thing here.
Does the book say anything about like the old gods or Blazadin or anything?
It has a bit about the devouring. It seems that in whatever civilization was up and running before where we are today, it seems like there was a large ball of fire lighting the world up. And this ball of fire seemed to have fought back, turned against the world, I suppose.
I mean, I got the like imminent destruction from the pictures, but fought back against the world. I wonder if that has
Seems
anything
that
to do with
something happened to make it decide that the world wasn't worth continuing to exist.
lovely. That just fills me with more questions.
Yes,
can
very
you
much
read,
so.
like, all of these or just this one in the center? I can't tell if it's the same writing or the same language even.
Yeah, I think I could read any one of these.
Can you help us see if any of these say anything about the old gods?
I was just about to check through the rest of this book, see if there's anything about Blazidon, because I feel like he might have been connected very clearly to this.
Yeah. It does sound very much like what we've been told.
Uh, I'll kind of, I suppose I'll kind of like take at the eye and be like, is there anything about Blazidon in this text? In these texts?
You feel this kind of like urge to flip to the next page.
Okay.
While he's looking through that, I think Zephyr and Winnie are just going to be scrolling through books trying to find pictures that look like they would be of deities, or if Winnie finds something that seems familiar,
Okay.
kind of going to divide and conquer.
Gotcha. Both of you make 2 investigation checks, 1 for each of you, and Febr, make another wisdom saving throw.
But
Let's see. Winnie's investigation is a 12.
A 12.
Zephyr's, yes, and Zephyr's is a 8.
An 8.
So total 20.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, I
nice.
like the way you think.
You scan about, and there aren't a whole lot of books in this library that have pictures. Not that you can tell. You find some traditional texts that are ones that are probably taught in the Church of the Three Phases.
Mm-hmm.
Some similar paintings and stuff of 3 women.
Damn.
Them kind of all holding hands. The full moon sister up at the top with the new moon and the crescent moon sisters linking hands at the bottom of this triangle. A beam of light seeming to emanate from the middle of them up into the sky.
That's some Nehru and Faror kind of bullshit. I love it.
Fabrum, you take 21 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
Ouchie.
yeah.
let's go.
Nice.
Damn.
The vision at kind of like the edges of your eyes begins to have this little like red tint to it. No one there to tell you what's happening. You don't necessarily notice the blood that starts to pool like tears.
Mm, good.
But you flip to the next page.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking about Blazidon.
Yes.
29 more psychic damage. Just
Don't tempt him.
Again,
Februm
it is
dies.
very poetic in its construct.
Okay.
But in essence, it says a man turned divine. Celestials created. Domains claimed. A family divided till no hope remains. There's probably a little more. A love found, a love shunned. As strong as they were, there's only so far they could run.
What was that last line?
There's only so far they could run.
Before that.
Strong as
As strong as they were.
Strong as they
Yeah.
were.
Man no more, a mind that is lost.
But at what?
Wait. Only
Sorry.
It's only the child.
What was that?
Only the child. But at what cost?
A.
There it is.
There it is. Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
The rest of the group
Yeah.
steps into a room of darkness. Even if those of you with dark vision find it difficult to even see your own hands.
Oh.
You can sense magic. Objects scattered around the room. But can't see them. There's only this small silver pulse in the center.
What is that?
That would be what I came for.
Clarification?
A fragment of sorts?
A fragment of what, love?
Well, you can't expect me to know all the details. And
Who's-
Alexander begins to walk towards it.
What if it's... What if it's trapped, like the other thing that almost killed you?
Well, if they trap to get in, why would they lay a trap in here as well?
Is the thing on a pedestal, or is it just like floating?
You are in this kind of like void space. It feels bigger than it is. You know you're in this small room. You know you just entered through a door. But it feels like it stretches out into infinity.
So is it on a pedestal or?
It's just floating there.
Okay.
Okay. Octavia will follow after Alessander just because she doesn't like being like the midway point between Lily, Al, and Alessander. It's just like she doesn't want him to get lost.
he kind of like he continues to walk towards it.
Be careful. If you don't know what that thing is, how do you know what's going to happen when you touch it?
Hopefully good things.
We can hope and pray all we like, but that doesn't change the fact that you have no idea what you're getting into, like usual.
Octavia, make an insight check. With advantage.
Yay. You said insight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God that was with advantage. That's an 18. That could have been a nat 1.
There's something off with Alexander.
Oh?
Like, yes, he's careless.
But this is odd.
This is weird, even for him.
Okay. She's going to grab his hand.
He, like, stops. Tavi, can I help you with something?
You can start by You can start by stopping and thinking to yourself for just a moment why this seems like a bad idea. This isn't like you. What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I don't believe you.
I cast a spell in here.
Yeah? What do you want to cast?
I start to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
I guess I say start to in case it gets like interrupted by the atmosphere or something. I think she just like takes out her needle and she starts by just like tracing a circle on the floor. And then I think
Octavia's holding onto his hand, and there's like this intensity between them, and then just Lily walking around them in a circle.
well, no, she does it like around herself.
Oh, okay.
Then it expands.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And then in like a script, she just writes truth in the air in front of her with her needle. And kind of directs the circle to expand outward.
Yeah. Is what save is that?
It's a DC 14 charisma save.
Okay.
Hmm.
You watch this circle expand. It's not necessarily visible for everyone, but as you are casting it, you know the line, you know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
It connects with like Alexander's like form, and for a moment there's this bubble around him. This innate aura that radiates trickery and deceit. And you're worried for a second that it might not have any effect at all. But then the spell completes, and you are confirmed that Alexander is under the effects of Zone of Truth.
So does that mean we're all under the effects?
You can willingly fail.
It's up to you.
If you want to succeed, if you want to try to resist.
I will willingly fail to tell him, you're scaring me.
I'll fail.
Is that so?
Yes. Please tell me, what is this?
It's a job?
Yes. From who?
Oh, now wouldn't that spoil all the fun?
It's not fun anymore.
Was it ever really? Tavi?
What do you mean?
love to take the credit, don't you?
What?
Every little thing. Oh, poor Alexander. Just being rescued by the glorious Octavia. Are you that obsessed with yourself?
I'm gonna prepare Vortex Warp if he makes a dash for the thing.
I don't know what you mean. I save you because you asked me to, but...
Not everyone needs the help of the chosen of the lake folk.
Well, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that... I don't understand what you're saying.
You know, some things are just to be expected, I guess, then. And he will, like, break his arm away from yours. Now, you have been helpful, but... enough is enough.
Stop.
And he begins to, like, continue walking towards the silver object.
I'm gonna cast Vortex Warp
Okay.
on him.
It's a saving throw.
Yeah, he needs to make a con saving throw of 15.
Okay. That is just a 15.
Dang it.
It's a 12 plus 3. I will give you this, though. You cast the spell on him, and you see the energy around him begin to swirl. His feet begin to kind of shudder in place, trying to send him in an opposite direction. And there's this little stone that he wears as a ring, giving him a +1 to his saving throws. That flashes lightly, and the spell disperses off into the distance. You feel the essence. You lose grasp onto him.
Alexander, stop! Does Hyrutin know what you're doing?
I don't think anyone knows. And he will reach for the silver.
I'm a sprint. Can I sprint tackle this man?
Yeah, you get an action.
Ha! I'm gonna sprint tackle this man.
Okay,
Do I
so
have
that'll
roll
be
something?
if you're trying to grapple him, it's an athletics check.
Oh, Marn! I'm proficient in that at least. That's a 21. Sit that dice. You are in good dice heaven today. Good dice.
Yeah. So he has a +10 acrobatics. I love when the dice work this way, though. He rolled an 8.
Oh, really close.
You kind
How
of
does that work?
you grab onto him at the last minute. His hand is literally inches away from this silver orb that it seems to be reaching out towards him. Let go.
Not until you tell me what's going on.
And he looks towards you. And you see his eyes that have always been a calm kind of ruby flash with this kind of emerald green. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
I want Lily to be approaching at like as soon as Tavi makes the move, like grab him.
Sounds good?
That's a That's an 18? Yeah.
Okay. There. You're scared of him. But you know better.
Hmm.
You're frightened, but you're still hanging on.
Mm-hmm.
You do succeed the save,
Okay.
by the way. But there is just something about his essence that wanted to make you scared.
Ooh. Whatever this is, it isn't you. I know you.
How much do you really know about me, Toffee?
We grew up together. We ran jobs for Hyrudin. You visited on the flotilla with my mother and my father. We were friends.
Maybe at one point.
And not now, is that what you're saying?
I've finally found someone that gives me what I need.
Dude, her face like falls. Found someone. What is it that you need?
What everyone needs to live in this world. Power.
What?
Oh, don't look at me like that. You've always had it. Political, physical, personal. Oh, don't look at me and tell me that you didn't. Tell me that you haven't been jumping from one thing to the next from the beginning. Succeeding at almost every point.
Yes, but you know why. I've told you.
Sure. Now I will give you one more chance to let me go.
I don't think I can do that.
Then you leave me no choice. Yes, Zephyr.
Do we hear, like, when they were raising their voice from the other room?
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
boy.
no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay,
That's all.
can I make a stealth check to see if I can approach stealthily?
Sure.
Like I said, I was approaching regardless.
Yeah,
but
he's
we'll
pretty preoccupied, so you have the opportunity.
Well, if not, I can pop the cloak. This 22, and you know what? I am gonna add a d6 to that because I can. 25.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to notice you approaching. You kind of like skirt around the side to the opposite direction. Kind of not quite on the opposite side of that silver, but enough where it kind of blurs your movement.
If he reaches for it, I have every intention of cutting his hand off.
Okay.
And if he doesn't reach for it but just does something to Octavia, I will attack him directly.
Okay. Well, You see his hair kind of begin to flow a little bit as he makes direct eye contact with you, Octavia.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him, like, go to say something. But instead, he begins to cast a spell. Lily, you can make an attack. But as this spell is going off, you see darkness begin to boil around him as he's going to cast darkness on the area.
Yeah.
So make an attack roll.
I don't hesitate to figure out what the spell is.
Yeah.
Okay. It's advantage.
Yep. Do it with advantage.
Not a crit, but that's a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Okay. Guess I didn't set up on him properly, so this is just gonna be minor damage, but hey, that's a 13 piercing damage.
13 piercing damage as you stab into his flesh and immediately lose sight of everything around you. I need Al, Octavia, and Lily to all roll initiative.
No, I don't. Max, what have you done to me? I got a 20.
Okay.
I'm upset about it.
21.
3.
Okay. We've got Lily at 21, Octavia at 20, and Al at 3. Okay. Lily, you're up first. You are surrounded in magical darkness. But you are reacting pretty fast. You have the assumption that people are probably still close.
Okay, so I can't see him.
Mm-mm.
I'm probably aware that he may still be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he has blind sight, though. Oh, but I can't do any of my stuff if I can't. Well, I guess I can do one thing. I can't... Pretty sure I have to see them. Do my...
Octavia, you're next, so start thinking about what you want to do.
Okay.
Oh. I've been doing this wrong. I've been doing... Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
I've been doing this wrong since day one, and it's even better than I thought it was. I thought I had to use a
The
bonus
favorite foe.
action to do my favorite foe thing.
Mhm. It's just when you hit with a attack.
It's when I hit, so I can do it all in one turn. So yeah,
That's
I
nice.
definitely did my favorite foe thing on that first attack.
Okay. Do you want to add a d4 to that?
No, it wouldn't have worked on that first attack.
Oh, okay.
After I hit, I apply it to the next attack.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's okay. And I guess I'll just attack again.
Okay. Roll to hit. You have disadvantage.
Yeah. 23.
23 will hit.
Is left.
Oh.
12.
12 misses.
12 damage.
12 damage? There we go. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll roll the second attack.
Yeah. Go ahead.
18.
18 just hits.
Ooh. This is just the D8. 12 damage again.
Gotcha.
These are all like torso, as best I can tell, shots. I'm not holding anything back here.
Yep. Octavia, it's your turn. You hear a couple like whimpers, just unconsciously wincing in pain
God, that hurts her.
from several hits.
She hates it. She is going to sprint in the direction that the silver thing was, and she's going to grab it.
Okay. Are you just grabbing it and moving farther, or?
Well, she's grabbing it and running back towards where she remembers the door being.
Okay. You are kind of like blind in this darkness, but one thing, the silver light is still there, cloaked in a fashion. It's not giving light out, but its magical essence is stronger than this second level spell.
Good.
So you grasp onto it. You can feel it move in your hand.
Ooh. Okay.
Like a trapped insect. Kind of jutting back and forth in your hand, and you begin running off.
Yep.
And Alexander's going to take an opportunity attack.
Good.
As he can see you in this darkness. That is a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that... Ooh, yep.
3, 6. That and that. Lower rolls. 4 plus 3. You take 17 points of damage.
Ouch, yeah. She definitely, it definitely makes her cry out in pain.
It does take your action to grab the silver thing, I should say.
Yep.
Kind of narrowing it down. Takes a good amount of energy, and you begin to run off towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
How fast is your movement?
My movement is 30 feet, and she is dashing. So
you can bonus action dash.
Yeah, bonus action dash in that. Something hardcore.
Okay. Yeah, you make it. Roll a d4 for me real fast.
A 2.
Okay. You run, you hit something with your shoulder. Al, you feel something make contact with you in this darkness. And then you continue moving forward, running into a wall.
Oh, ouch. Is she still upright?
This is like, you hit this wall as you leave this darkness.
Okay. She's just kind of like, Ow, Lily, let's go!
Okay. Lily, you hear movement, but not being able to see anything. Don't quite know where to strike. Okay. Al, does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. One, two, three, It's 2 initially, plus the 3. Okay. 10, 20, 30. You take 31 points of damage. As you also feel an energy wrap around you. And you are immediately aware that you will take more damage if you move. More than 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, this will be fun. You feel the presence move on past you, not being able to see it. You don't know where to strike. But Tavi, you see Alexander exit the darkness on the opposite side of where the door is.
Mm-hmm.
Both roughly 20 feet away in either direction. And he looks up, looking at you, and it is not Alexander's eyes. It is this blood emerald color. A swirling pattern.
You're not Alessander. What have you done with him?
Only what he wanted.
You bastard!
Okay, Al, it's your turn.
I'm in the darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, shoot.
Shoot. That's just no fun.
He giggled.
I love the giggle.
I love it.
In the direction... Did I hear Alessander say that?
Yes.
Could I judge how far away he is from me? Just roughly.
It's difficult, specifically in this space.
Okay.
There is something extraplanar about the room that you're in.
Cool. Was he in the direction of Lily?
I mean, he was in the direction of the door. It's the supposed opposite direction of Lily. But there's something about people's movements to where you know that Octavia and Alexander were running in the exact same direction, and you heard their voices in 2 different positions when they went past you.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand out towards the direction that I heard him. And the little gem on my hand is going to crackle. And I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Oh.
Okay. You cast Thunder Wave, a booming explosion goes off. He is not within range of Thunder Wave.
Dang it.
Oof.
But this is the first time that Zephyr and Febrim, the door rattles.
What
to the room that the rest of your party has gone into. It's only been a couple minutes. You've been doing a lot of reading and research and stuff. But that door in the far corner kind of just...
Like a subtly or like aggressively rattling?
Like if you weren't on edge, you probably wouldn't notice it.
What do you think the odds are that that's not good?
Is this effect that I'm currently dealing with, like, enthralling in any way?
For...
Like, with what was going on with the eye, at least. Like, is this, like, I am focused on this and nothing else kind of thing. Since I didn't notice like the bleeding.
There is there's a subconscious need for the eye to see more, but it does not overpower your own will.
Okay.
So it's a lot more role play than it is mechanics.
Right. I guess Februm will kind of like look up, and look over to Zephyr and be like, I didn't hear anything.
Febrim, did you have another question? The eye wants more. It wants to know more.
I think I'm gonna start with closing the book and reading the title. Or like
Okay.
what's on the outside of the book.
You close the book, and I'm gonna need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh, fun.
1.
Okay. That is a 22.
There is something in your mind that's telling you that it's not safe. Don't do it. No, it's not worth it. Don't. Stop.
To close the book or to read it?
To read the title.
Oh.
Ah.
But as your hand kind of goes past that tipping point, the book begins to shut. And it slams together. It kind of echoes into the library chamber. And there are words scarred into your brain.
Okay.
You stand back, your eyes flash, your forehead is in so much pain. Your vision is white. You have read something that mortals are not supposed to read.
Ooh,
Good.
that's always fun
Okay.
and safe.
And what were those words?
You think, and it doesn't translate. It doesn't become a word that you remember. All you have is this kind of feeling of absurd amounts of power. And unlimited possibilities.
Ooh.
Lily, it's your turn.
Awesome.
Holding us in suspense and release.
I guess I will also start running in the direction of the voice.
Okay.
Alisander. See where that gets me.
Yeah. Roll a d4.
1.
Beautiful.
Nice.
At the end of your movement, and this is burning your action as well. Both the rogues use their bonus actions to get this far. You show up right in front of the door. You look to either side. You see Octavia holding something glowing brightly to her chest, and you see a bloodied Alexander, his eyes a different tint than you're used to, standing 20 feet in the opposite direction. With you in the middle.
Where is he?
Which way do the doors open? They open.
It opens in.
Okay. If I stand in front of them, they shouldn't be able to open them without me.
Without killing you first.
Alright. I'm parked in front of the doors, not moving until this is resolved.
Did I get the option to walk towards the doors after hearing them shake?
Sure.
I'm gonna, like, outside the doors, just kind of knock on them and then whisper in, or not whisper, but like softly be like, "Is everything okay in there, guys?"
You guys don't hear anything.
I was gonna say, even if I did, Octavia's not paying attention.
I wasn't gonna respond anyway. I don't trust.
Zephyr, you
right
don't get a
now.
response.
Pepperum, they're not responding. Pepperum doesn't
Pepperum's
respond.
like, oh!
he's
He's busy
just
holding his
staring.
eye.
He is
Winnie Pepperum's
still
like, am I having
recovering
a
from whatever
stroke?
happened.
Pepperum's not responding either. Winnie's also enthralled in her book.
That she cannot read, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Octavia, it's your turn.
Where is he? You answer me now!
Oh, he hasn't gone anywhere. He's right here. He's been here the whole time. Haven't you noticed?
What kind of magic body snatchery is this? You're not him! You might be using his body, but you're not!
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
She, like, swallows harshly and she's like, whatever this is, you can't have it.
I'll have it soon enough. You have no idea what you're holding in your hand.
Maybe I don't. But I will bring my best friend back.
Good luck. Octavia, are you doing anything on your turn?
Yeah, I think she's going to she's going to eye him and watch. She's going to start walking towards the door, keeping an eye on him, and then I'm going to hold bonus action to dash for the door.
To hold your action to dash for the door.
Or hold my action, yeah, to dash
There you
for the
go.
door. There we go. Thank you. I can brain.
At the end of your turn, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's a 12.
There is a pulse from the thing that you're holding.
Okay.
Of energy. Of madness.
Nice.
And your mind begins to go fuzzy. It's difficult to be aware of your surroundings. It's almost like you're intoxicated, but worse.
Pleasant.
Your knees begin to shake. They're not buckled. But the longer you hold this thing, the more effect it's having on your psyche.
She's got white hot grip.
Okay. Note that you have 1 point.
Hey, at a point.
Yay.
Nice.
What
God, I
point
gotta
of
show 'em all.
I'll
point of
find
what?
Just note that you have 1 point.
Of what?
Sports
Did you point?
ball.
One more point than everyone
We
else.
scored a
That's
point. Good
lucky.
job.
Good job.
Okay. Cool.
Now, what does he want to do?
Yeah, I think before, like, kind of through the fuzz, she's like, Lily, that might be his body. That's not him. I know, Alexander, you can't kill him. Just
I know he'll never be happy like that.
you can say that again.
At what point am I allowed to try and open the door?
When it comes back around.
Okay. I don't know where I fall in this, so
I'll put you after Al.
okay.
I have stress.
Okay. Do you see Alessander disappear for a moment into the darkness? Yeah. Al, you feel something bump into you again. Okay. He did spend a luck point. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
So that's 16 plus 18 is 24.
34.
34? Yeah. It's 34 plus 3 is 37 base damage.
Okay.
Plus another 10 for 47, 50. There's 57 points of damage.
Okay, well, not killed outright,
But still.
but I'm down.
Oh no. Oh no.
You don't see Alexander come out of the darkness, but you hear a voice. 1 down. 2 to go. Al, make a death saving throw.
14.
That's a success. Zephyr and Febrim.
Oh, do I
I'm
need to
trying
roll?
to open the door.
Oh, on the table.
Oh, you do need to roll. Make a con save. Oh my god, make a con save.
Oh, the con save.
Oh no.
You need a
14.
I'm like, you need a 27 to
Oh.
to not roll a d20.
27?
He took 54 points of
9.
damage in 1 hit that brought him to 0.
Oh,
So it's half the damage taken.
I see.
Rolled 9.
Makes sense.
You rolled a 9. Okay. Zephyr and Febrim.
I have so much stress.
I'm trying to open the doors.
Okay. You open the door and you run into something. Like it unlatches, it unlocks, it moves. You run into something on the other side of the door.
Is it Lily?
And Lily, the door swings open and lightly hits you in the back.
My instinct is to shove it back.
Zephyr, you're kind of shoved back. The door closes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and open it again, but harder this time.
Oh, we don't need this.
Okay.
I love this game.
It'll be your action. Make an athletics check. Lily, also make an athletics check.
It's a 7.
Damn.
It's a nat 20.
You're not allowed inside the playroom.
Well, I'll just wait till next turn.
That's a 24.
But Zephyr, it is apparent that something is wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Oh no.
Okay.
Hey, Febrim, the door is closing now. Every time I open it, you can't hear me. What the?
Febrim, you're
He's, like shaking it.
you are recovering from what can only be described as the biggest migraine you've ever had, condensed into 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And you hear a voice.
Okay.
Well, I don't usually suggest looking at the cover, but you seem intriguing.
Who's this? Is this in my mind?
It feels like it's whispered right at the back of your ear.
Oh, good.
Oh great, Febrim's talking to himself.
I kind of like wince a little bit and look behind me.
There's nothing there.
Okay. And he kind of looks back at the book and
It's opened again.
oh, good.
Back to the original pages that it was on, the 2 paintings.
And he kind of thinks back, and he thinks, you're rather interesting yourself. If you would mind informing me what you are.
And you're thinking this?
Yes.
Well, while I can read your mind, I'm not necessarily communicating telepathically.
Oh, so they wouldn't have heard that.
It is definitely a feminine voice. I will give you that.
Okay.
But it is like,
Alright.
when I say the back of your ear, it is like someone is whispering, like right at the crest, like the crevice of your ear where it connects to your head.
Mm-hmm.
Soft enough
Okay.
that only you can hear them.
I guess I will just speak it, asking it again, what it is.
Well, like now? Or what was I?
Can I ask both?
Oh, I've had many titles. Archfey, Grand Sorcerer, most recently the Last Lich with its own insanity, own sense of sanity.
Okay. Are you tied to this book then?
Oh no, that's just one of the little treasures that I've found.
Oh,
It's
so you're
quite
the owner.
interesting that you can read it. Most people from this era can't comprehend that language anymore.
I have a little bit of new senses. But yes, I can read it.
Shall we explore that together? And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh. You're getting hit with all of them.
I'm just racking them all up.
You're getting cooked.
Charisma's not the good one, though. It's a good roll, though. That was a 16. Not enough, though.
Not enough.
Ugh.
Zephyr, there's a light popping sound behind you.
Can I turn around and look at it?
Yeah. You turn around. Febrim's gone.
Oh, good.
Oh no. He's like pounding on the door now. Like, guys, come on, let me in. Febrim's gone.
When he's like reading
When
her
he's
book,
not
like
looking
what?
up from her book. Help me.
And I've already taken us far too long. So that's where we're going to end it.
Oh Lord!
Oh.
I hate Max. What have you done to
On the
me?
ground.
Let's go.
I'm trying to find a good spot, and I've already taken us way too long.
Yeah.
Farther than I even
Throw
promised.
things.
Oof.
I'm gonna throw things.
Oh.
I have so much sadness in my heart. I mean, wonderful, but also
Well,
more alcohol.
thank you everyone for joining in with us. You'll have to tune in next week to see the conclusion of all these little things that are happening. So,
Drink water so you don't get migraines like Febrim. I
and
need to go like rethink my life.
I hope you all have a great night. Bye, y'all.